And welcome to another episode of the Reverse Pivot here on the 18th of October. A beautiful Saturday here at the Steve McLeod Studios. Welcome, Stephen.
Well, Bruce, it's a pleasure to be back in the studio. It's been a while since we've stood opposite each other, or sat opposite each other, I should say, and had conversations about all things basketball.
Yeah.
And thank you. I have to really appreciate you doing the Coach's Corner, and I know that you enjoy that. And
which reminds me, you can upload some of your fast draw.
I know I've only got 2,000 things in there, but I've probably been, and we'll dive into it, like I've started a new job, and that's taken a lot of my time.
Our producer, Kyle, has asked, why don't you two talk about your respective jobs?
Yeah. So
should we start on that, or do you have some other things that you wanted to get to?
Let's dive into that.
Let's dive into it right after this. Can I see that stat sheet? I had
last night's game. Were you a guest of the CEO?
I want to thank Steve Caitlin and Malcolm Watts for inviting me fully catered courtside right by the Bullets bench.
Nice. With a couple of my mates be there with as well.
Well, the lovely Jude Briefies and Lyndon Briefies joined me. Luke Gribble and Christine.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really and it was an entertaining game. I mean, I got to say, Steve.
Understaffed. The Bullets are understaffed.
But Melbourne United are not, and they are deep. And here, we talk about...
Well, Goulding came off the bench and had 20...
And we were wondering, why isn't he on in these last 3 minutes? I have to believe he's on a minutes restriction.
I think he is.
And he was white hot. The things that really stood out in the difference of style of play. Melbourne United pushed the ball.
Yeah.
They get a lot of good offensive opportunities in those first 8 seconds when they gain possession, and they are up the floor defensively. He plays everybody.
They had that game in their hands the whole way. The Bullets did a great job of getting within like making it exciting, but I felt confident that Melbourne were going to win that game. But you take your hat off to Milton Doyle in the last few minutes. He was tough as hell.
See, now we're both coaches. I would involve Tyrell in a ball screen anytime I need a basket.
Oh, you mean as an opposition coach?
Yes.
Yeah,
because he Tyrell because he drops. Now Doyle came right off that. So
mid-range.
Edwards had a good screen. Bing, mid-range, 17, 18-foot, 3 in a row. The other guy that really impressed, there's many players in United that impressed me, but that's the best I've seen Tanner Krebs play.
Yeah, he's having he was starting to show signs of really being an experienced NBL player last season, but he's really stepping up to play because he's starting.
Yeah. I didn't realize
he always came with a reputation as when he played at St Mary's as a 3-point shooter. He had like one of the highest percentages there ever.
He was 2 for 5 from the 3, 7 for 10 from the field.
Yeah, he was solid.
Highly efficient. I mean, everybody plays.
He's a good size too.
Tom Coppins came in 7 minutes, had 8 points. I mean, everybody's contributing. And
Dash Daniels is 17.
I know. He can't be drafted for 2 years.
That is...
He
is outstanding.
Defensively, he's 17. Jesus.
Mate, he looks like a vet on the court.
Tom Wilson played 6 minutes. What surprised me about all these guys, Tom Wilson's got to be 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah,
Krebs is 6'7".
Yeah,
they're
they
big and
both
long.
knock the 3.
Yeah, Edwards.
I like him.
He protects the rim. I mean, the one thing I'd do if I'm playing them, but you open up to rotation, is double him. Because if he doesn't travel, he poops his pants.
He is a little bit susceptible to travel.
Yeah.
But I like him a lot. Up and down the floor.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Casey Prather is big time.
Yeah.
I took the opportunity after the game to shake his hand. Yeah, I'm dropping names. He impresses me. And he doesn't get the ball enough. I mean, Christ. He had 18 shots. The one thing that this team let themselves down, free throw shooting.
Yeah, terrible.
17 of 27, mate.
That's at least 7 points you've left behind.
Yeah, that's right. Casey was 6 of 9. Lamar, 3 of 5. Devers, 1 of 2. I mean, Jalen Adams, 5 of 6. That's the best I've seen Jalen Adams play in 2 years.
Well, let's dive into that real quick.
Sure.
Jalen Adams. Okay, there's some reason he got benched for disciplinary reasons or whatever. Who knows what's going on in the back end? And you and I have said when they picked up Jalen Adams, you know, he's got tools. There's no question he can play, but it's the question what's going on between his ears. If you look at his body language, even when he played hard last night, he's very bland. Like he doesn't show much emotion, even when he gets a big basket. You know, like but I would struggle to play with him because it's difficult to read. In terms of, is he going as hard as he can or not? I don't know.
Are you into this? Are you into this for your teammates?
Yeah, it doesn't look that way.
One thing that I noticed, because we were right by the Bullets bench. They wanted
because
to get up.
You were courtside, weren't you?
Fully catered.
Yeah, and with the CEO of the league?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was very, very...
you're important. I was...
Well, no, I'm not. But he was very, very kind. Mal Watts was great. I mean,
Mal's a good guy.
They wanted Greg and D-Mac and Stu were called, get up and pressure the ball. Wouldn't do it. Meeting it at half court. And Devers tries, but I tell you, Walker's a jet. He had 6 steals in the game.
I thought he had 7. What's it say?
It may have been 7. Let's get the stats out. Walker, steals, 8.
There you go.
8 steals.
Jesus. Do you know what the record is in a 40-minute game?
No, I don't.
9.
Set by?
I know you're going to ask me as I said that because they mentioned it last night. It was set by... I can't recall. But
it's okay. But still, that's impressive.
The record was 9 because they discussed it on the commentary last night.
He had 6 assists. He only had 5 points.
1 of 10 from
the
field.
1 of 10. So, but setting their defensive tempo, he's up and in, mate. They press.
And he's quick.
Mid. He's quick. And 8 assists. So
so he doesn't score, but look what else he offered. 8 steals, 8 assists. Like that's as good as scoring.
Oh, yeah. Mate, they are definitely, in my opinion, the benchmark.
Easily.
Where the last 2 grand finals that they lost, I thought at that time of the season, they weren't as fit as their opponents. And now, my God, they're playing all 94 feet. They're filling lanes. They space the floor.
Just while we discuss it from a coaching perspective with the Bullets, I get what you're saying. They don't get much transition basket, but you have to look at what they had on the court last night. Yeah?
Yeah.
And if you minimise possessions, you've got a better chance
correct
of keeping up with a better team. So if you go in a run and gun with Melbourne, you could lose that.
Oh, you know it. And I mean, they got so many weapons, and everyone's playing with a high degree of confidence.
You've got
really
to take your hat off to Vickerman.
yeah.
Once again, I mean, they've got a great program. Full stop.
Excellent program.
You still got to choose the right personnel, and we'll get into that in a minute about the import selections.
Why don't we do that, and then we want to get into, as our producers asked, our respective jobs, our new jobs that our listeners probably aren't aware of. But before we get into the state of play, let's put it that theme. Can we just thank Brian Curl Basketball, our sponsor, and
of course,
FIT Education, Chris Weir, who says, yes, we got to make the time to get him on. And Big Dog Sports, your outdoor
Big
courts.
Dog.
Big Dog. That's of course Ryan Stahlberg, who we've had on our podcast. It surprised the amount of listens we got on that podcast, Stolly, will impress you.
Yeah.
Almost up to 1,000 listens on the Stahlberg.
Oh, wow.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
It was 920.
Stolly listens to it 100 times. Does that count as 1 or 100?
I don't know. They don't differentiate. But, okay, let's get into the style of play. Steve, I thought this was a great topic that you brought up.
Yeah, so...
The state of play.
State of play. Well, I thought it's a good time to have a conversation about the league because there's actually, we've talked about the preseason, the most active, crazy preseason I've ever seen in the NBL in terms of quality of imports they're talking about and all that sort of stuff. But that, at the same token, has, I think, put a bit of pressure in the selection of the imports. Mm-hmm. So, there's the McGee's, like he's outstanding. There's the Doolittles and the Windlers who are outstanding. Milton Doyle, outstanding. The imports at Tassie, Scott Rothergott, outstanding.
Yeah.
And I think some teams have selected their imports a bit lacking in due diligence because it's okay to look at a stat line, right? Hey, you can score 20 points wherever they're playing, G League, Europe, or whatever. But are they coachable? Do they fit into our culture? I need to ring their previous coach and get a bit of insight on them. Now, is that going on?
I know. I don't know. But I know that we did.
Well, let's talk about it. We are in round 5.
Mm-hmm.
We have lost Montreal, Harold. We have lost Freeman Liberty.
Yep.
We have lost Bajenberg from Southeast Melbourne, the Belgian guy.
The Unicorn.
And they also had, prior to him, they had a guy called Mason Cummings, and he didn't even turn up. He's gone to Europe.
Manitar.
Hey?
They had a Unicorn and a Manitar.
Yeah, and then Mason Jones, the latest out of Perth, and the young guy McLaughlin at Illawarra, the guard, who they had him on a trial in the Blitz, and he went quite well. There's been a bit of controversy in that space as well because they've left supposedly in good spirits, but his mother's had a chop at how Illawarra. There's some stories come out that said he wasn't a fit in there.
His mother?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
there is a lot of instability in the import.
In 5 weeks?
Yeah.
That's a lot, right? Now, you look at Vickerman. Has he got any problems with his imports? Hell no.
No, Doyle was a great get.
Yeah.
Edwards, I think, is...
he's on the way to the NBA. He's NBA size. He's NBA up and down the floor.
Definitely protects the rim. Sometimes he has
when he gets
hands of stone.
Yeah. Has he been to Undi's school?
He's been to the Lyndon Briefy School of
catching balls,
frying pan hands. Yeah. But also they doubled him once, and every time he saw a double team, he traveled.
Yeah.
Then he pooped his pants. But
he competes.
Oh. He does compete, and he flies the court, and he
sprints in both ends.
Sets great screens, rolls tough.
Good IQ.
High IQ.
So I want to spin this thing about the imports, and I'm concerned that some of these decisions have been made without the true due diligence that you need to make for these things. I mean, just think what that's costing the club.
Correct.
Money. It's costing money. You fly them out. You have to pay them out. It's big time. So what that does when your import's leaving, it's creating instability in the club. And I think if you look at, from my opinion, stability equals success. And the two that are doing that for me are Melbourne and Tassie.
I agree. I
mean, Scott Roth he's a good operator.
They are. So now their shot selection, they make you defend.
They make you defend.
And he gets the most let's assume that Tassie doesn't have the highest payroll,
Yep.
right? Magny, that's a huge get. Ben Air.
Well, can we park him because we want to talk about? Yes,
the guys, Drimmick, the role players that he's got.
It was injured last game, but I think he's back. But I mean,
he gets the most out of his role players.
Well, Bannon's playing better.
Bannon's playing far better
than he was here.
Than he did here. And I give Justin Schuler some credit in that he identified that he's a talent. They play him in center more. Yeah, and that was something that I always thought that
shooting less threes. He doesn't dribble the ball down the floor. Like every time he was at the Bullets, he would bring the ball down the floor and do a dribble handoff on the wing, and it's like, my God, you've just wasted 5 seconds.
Yeah,
because that dribble handoff is not a threat. It's simply
just a means to reverse the ball.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But Bannon, I'd take my hat off to him. He's playing really well in Tasman. I think, he plays more back to the basket. He gets on the glass, and he's got good little moves in the keyword.
The kid from UCLA, Tiger.
Yeah, he's come.
Wish I had his head of hair. Yeah, he's proven to be, because he started slow.
Yeah, correct.
He wasn't known, a good ball, gets you into offense, control the tempo.
He's good.
Boy, he's good. And now, showing confidence in his 3-point shot.
Yeah, and you've done this from 1977. You've been an American coming into the league. It's a very different league now for Americans to come into.
I've never seen it as competitive and athletic as this year.
An American just can't come in here, and they have to get used to the league. Even McGee is as good as he is. He's had to learn to adapt to the physicality being slightly different, and just the body checking and stuff like that. Where the NBA don't do stuff like that. They just they just spacing and score. But we've got guys here, especially Aussie guys, they'll bite and scream and scratch you just to slow you down. And but McGee, he's outstanding. So, mate, just finishing my theme. So I've said import, stability is, there's only a couple of clubs that are stable. Injury.
Yeah.
And sadly, our Bullets team has once again got an injury problem at the moment. They're missing Nordo and Sam McDaniel massively. Just from a defensive perspective. But mind you, the young
Devers.
Devers, and then Tane Murray. He's admirable, mate. He didn't score last night. He didn't shoot as well, but he's bigger than you think as well.
Oh, he's strong. Yeah. He looked good. I thought, when you're there, and I looked at Dukas.
When you're courtside, you get to see.
Well, courtside, fully catered. I thought Dukas was carrying a pelt.
Yeah, I think there's more to get out of Dukas.
Hard when you got whatever his foot or his ankle, whatever it is, has got to have an impact on his fitness. And he played great in Perth.
He played no preseason games. And if you think about it, he probably didn't play, because he was on the bubble of the NBA and G League in and out. Like some games he suited up and be a DNP. I think he just needs more game time.
Yeah, and he has to get healthy.
Yeah.
So whatever he has, and they definitely Nordo and Sam McDaniel. Those were acute injuries that could happen to anybody, anywhere. But we know
that we've inherited Holt.
Now, who knows what's wrong with him?
And he's a big unit,
and getting bigger by every time. I don't know, whatever injury he's got must be impacting his ability to get on a bike.
Yeah,
get on a treadmill. He's got a pelt.
Okay,
you know what I mean. If he was walking,
he's legit size.
No, he's big. He's big. I'd say 6'9".
Yeah.
They you look at their band. Purchase 6'9", Bratke 6'10", 6'11".
So three boys on that team have dads play. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool.
Callum didn't get on last night. I mean, I thought Callum's been admirable for when he's
very serviceable, high IQ, banger.
Yeah, goes hard.
It's not like the Bullets don't bang. You know, they showed a lot of grit. Last two possessions, you know, decision making, and Beavers get stripped. Because that guard Walker is,
8 steals.
8 steals, and that big one I get off.
Did he have 8 assists as well? So he was 1 for 10 from the field.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a great player. The shot wasn't going down, and that happens to the greatest players in the world. They'll have a day where their shot just doesn't go.
True.
But what he did, he then goes and gets 8 steals, 8 dimes, and the biggest steal of all in the final minutes of the game. And I feel a bit sorry for Divas. You're playing against a vet.
Yeah.
And he's developed.
Well, then the turnover.
30 odd minutes. He would never have played 30 minutes in his life at an NBL game.
No. And now I see where, the guy was on the under 19 national team, right?
Okay.
Had a great year with Nuttawading in NBL 1.
Yeah.
I can see it now. But, he was always hurt. He had foot or some injury. And then talking about father and son, you got to put Krebs in there. He's the son of Maynard G. Krebs. His dad was a good player.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Maynard G. I can't remember what his dad's name is. But we're going to see more and more of that.
Krebs has definitely become a very good NBL player. So that brings me. So another one on my theme is the local players that have stepped up, and we'll go through that list. And I guess there has been some stability because Stu Lash is the only new coach in the league this year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So let's just and let's just go to what I consider some of the Aussies that are stepping up.
Love to hear it.
Yeah. I enjoy watching Owen Foxwell play.
Me too. Like him.
Yeah. Goes hard, quick, plays D on the best player every game. And he's up and in. He's got serious speed. He didn't have his best game, his last game, but in Southeast got towed up by Tassie.
He's one of the few point guard, Australian point guards in this.
Yeah.
Right? You got...
And he handles the rock fine. He's a lefty.
He handles it very well, and he's a tough nut.
Yeah.
I got nothing but time, but go on.
Well, I definitely got to mention, Divas for a development player has really stepped up. So Ben Eyre for Tassie is doing a great job, and he's one of those guys that just gets under the skin of everyone.
Yeah. He's a talented offensive player, but he is
plays D.
I think every team would love to have him. He looks like a great teammate. Plays D. He's got focus. He's a tough nut.
Yeah. So what is he averaging? He's averaging 5.3 points a game. He's only getting 14 minutes, so that's a pretty good clip. Rain, and there's a couple that I think will generate to being good Aussies is Dukas and Rain Smith. I don't think we've seen the best of them yet, but you can tell that Rain Smith, he's a sniper.
Yeah,
he can shoot the ball. But the other one that I also, there's a few. There's plenty out there. There's Flynn Cameron in Adelaide. He's awesome. I love Flynn, and he's a big guard.
Yeah,
he's 6'5" and strong. He's going well in Adelaide. And I also like what Jaron Riley's doing, and I think his dad's been very conservative in the time. I think he's mindful that, the father-son, because he's pushed him in the last few games in front of Henschel.
Yeah.
Henschel, I don't know if he hangs out with Sobey or something. He's got that bit of grumpiness. You know how Nathan's always angry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan, God, I think he's just played 300 games. Boy, he can play.
Yeah.
I just think Henschel, I look at him and, you know, he told everyone he was going to make the NBA and then he was going to go to college and now he's back in Perth and he's sort of slipping a bit out of the rotation there.
Yeah. He'll be back in, I'm sure. I mean, I like Jaron really now. He had a good college career. And you got to think, you know, the coach's son usually have high basketball IQ.
He does.
You got to remember Johnny Really's career at Gonzaga, and then he came out Rookie of the Year for the Bullets. And then as he evolved, I mean, he was he was a show.
Oh.
He had skills to pay the bills and a 6'5" guard.
Great passer.
Great passer.
People didn't realise how well he passed. He was a bit like the white chocolate, Australia's white chocolate.
Yeah. A little bit. How about the Galloway brothers? You put those in that?
Yeah, well, I think definitely Galloway at Sydney, I think he's got more potential than his brother up in Cairns.
Yeah.
His brother is a different shape, you know, bit bigger, not quite as... He's still athletic, but I think Galloway fit Sydney. That's... what's his first name, the one in Sydney? Anyway, come to me later. We haven't got our producer in the building today.
No, and our apologies. Is it Kyrie?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but he is athletic. Holy hell!
He's athletic. I was speaking
His 3 balls got better.
It was really good in the FIBA championships, that FIBA tournament. But a really good coach who I respect had to remind me that basketball is poop.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You're playing some pretty ordinary, national teams. But I think that's what's hurting Sydney is that right now people aren't guarding Delhi on the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he'll get that going, but that shot is right out of the school of erector sets. It is a fucking mess, but he can score down low, and he's still a great decision maker.
Just a great teammate.
Great teammate, brings the energy defensively, but the one thing that team is lacking right now is 3-point shooting.
And size, mate. Like, you think about it.
I like Suarez. I like him a lot. I'd get more out of him.
But who comes in for him?
Then it falls off. Well, then you put
Pepe
Xavier.
and Spurgeon are both injured.
That's right. I think that's where Xavier comes in. But Cookie, who's been an MVP of this league, he can't make free throws.
Yeah. So if you play inside and you haven't got a 3-point game, and he's outstanding in terms of on the glass and
ball handling and pass.
But they get a foul the shit out of him when he.
Well, when in doubt, just foul him.
Yeah.
Put him at the line.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Kendrick Davis, the last game, I mean, the game against Adelaide, he was obviously motivated. And they did a great job defending Bryce Cotton in that game. Then they turn around and he looked piss poor in their next game. And it's like, you've seen these players that they want to win, but more importantly, they want to play well, right? And you usually don't go far with those kind of players.
Because they're all chasing another contract that's bigger than the one here.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I've had players, teammates that, hey, I want to win. I want as long as I get mine, right? and you don't.
See, that's where a Delhi, a Shea Ellie, they don't care.
They don't care. They're going to make their teammates look better.
They want the team to win.
Correct. And
remember also, Melbourne didn't have Illy last night.
Add him in to the mix, mate.
Like he's elite.
And then you're only going to get Bubbles. Chris Goulding's only going to get better.
He just dropped 20 odd.
God damn, he is a quick pull up. But also, mate, he broke down, I don't know who it was, off the dribble and got right to the rim.
Yeah.
His cutting, his screening, people call him a flop. They don't know basketball. They really don't know basketball.
But his IQ is through the roof.
Through the roof. And I think he is one of our treasures in the history of this league. Chris Goulding.
I'm pretty certain they said he's 37. or 36.
That would be right. He looks good for 37, but
mate, the
he
way
puts
you look
his
at
body
him,
on the line.
He could keep going for another couple of years easily.
I would think so. He manages, his time. But I was sitting with Lyndon Briefies. He was able to hold on to his beer. But we said, why isn't, the last 3 minutes of the game? And we had to come to the conclusion that he's on a minute restriction.
Well, it's his first game back, so maybe he was.
Probably. Now, just a little break again to thank our sponsors. Big Dow Sports, Ryan Stolberg, thank you. Chris Weir at FIT Education, thank you, Chris. You will be a guest on this show. And Brian Krill Basketball and all the great programs that Brian runs. Thank you very much. Now, at our producer's request, we want to talk about our respective jobs. And congratulations, by the way, because we haven't had this chance because we've been so busy in your new role as general manager of the North Gold Coast Seahawks. So let's talk about some of your initiatives.
I've been in that seat for, I think it's been 8 weeks now, 2 months or whatever, and that's flown. Great association, we're really good size. We're over 3,000 members. We've got a really nice facility that we are the major tenant at. Unfortunately, we don't own it. It's owned by the state government and run by the Gold Coast City Council, but that's a battle I've got to deal with in trying to get a better deal for us. Gold Coast is the same, so our arch rivals across, that Carrara are in exactly the same boat as us. And so we have our challenges, but we're working hard. We were in the NBL 1, and for various reasons they withdrew from last season, but I'm optimistic that we're working hard to be back, but we're going back with a different mentality. I keep saying we run it on the smell of an oily rag, but for me it's more about, if I was to put up 2 slides, a picture of a flag, you can buy that, and that costs money, right? If you want to win a flag, you can buy one.
But a lot of them have.
Yeah. Or you have a picture of all your juniors, and do you develop a pathway? And we've definitely agreed that's the pathway for us. Some people worry about, losing and I think if you I've got to find, if we were to go down that path, the coaching men and women coach is the most critical thing that we would move. So anyway, we should find out if we're lucky enough to get back in the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to that. And we've got a great rep program, lots of rep teams. Our little under 12 girls just won a state title.
Well done.
Yeah, they were outstanding. I watched their final. I've never seen 11-year-old girls play defense I've never seen 11-year-olds play like these girls did. That was sensational. Enjoy to watch. So I'm loving it. There's some great programs that we run with, the little kids, and, we call it the Swooper Hooper,
Swooper Hooper.
Yeah, the Seagulls, yeah. And Seahawks, sorry. So I'm lucky. I've got a really good team. I've got a couple of coaching full-time staff, and we're really trying to get out into clubland.
You guys are really good in the community.
Yeah, well, we got to be better.
Right.
But definitely, we've got 4 schools that are part of they enter our competition as clubs. So we've got 11 clubs.
Geez, that's very good.
Yeah. So really, really happy there. It's at Coomera, so we're based, for those people who don't know, it's just behind Dreamwalk, basically, if you've ever been to the Gold Coast. And then we've got 8 courts there and 4 courts at Runaway Bay. But again, we don't own any of these facilities. The catchment area, Pimpama, Ormo, is just insane.
Growing.
My brother's in big time in real estate, and he was telling me that one of their agents in that Coomera region is one of the fastest growing agents in Australia. But
Wow.
the development when you drive down the Gold Coast now on the left side is just insane.
Yeah. Well, I play when we meet with our guest Dave Claxton. Every school holidays, I get together with Clackers and Brian Allen and Rob Scheibner, or who is the guy?
Good man.
Corey Munson.
Oh yeah, Corey.
But we play at Gainsborough Greens in Pimpama. That used to be strawberry fields.
Yeah, you drive in there. It's just
Now it's just
indifferent. Isn't
it is. It's just grown out of sight, and great catchment area, mate. And it's
so I'm excited. I still live in the here at the studio in the Gabba, so it's a bit of a hike. But
can you see yourself moving down closer?
I'm okay with the drive for the moment. Most, there's sometimes traffic on that Gold Coast Highway can get me a bit of a fiddle, but if I have a good run, I can get there in 40, 45 minutes. Yeah.
Well, they're hosting the Alphabet Soup.
Yeah, that's one of the issues that we fight
called?
Because people love running stuff on the Gold Coast, so Gold Coast Association and us get kicked out quite a bit. And at the moment we've been kicked out. We've had CBSQ for the Opens, then we had a futsal tournament, then we had Australian University Games, and now there's another CBSQ with the grade 9 and 10.
Yeah. Of which, may I just boast, Brisbane Grammar School's into the semifinals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the future.
That was a big game against Ambrose Tracy.
It was huge. And what's his name? Ammo, and I'm not stuttering, made a 3-point shot that I thought...
Just over halfway.
And two-hand over the head, just trying to get it to the rim, and it went swish. Yeah. That got him into overtime. And he was... And I've seen, he is the dominant player. He's the alpha dog.
Yeah.
I know Matt Ammo's the oldest one, but this kid...
He's special.
He can play. He can really... So... Billy Ellis and Lyndon Briefes, Ambrose Trace, they got a gem. And actually, they got some talent.
What I enjoy, I don't enjoy our domestic competition. We have to scramble and play in schools and stuff when we get kicked out of Coomera. But it's just great to see all the basketball people around. I've been enjoying that because when you walk out onto the courts when these tournaments are on, there's, Brett Susie from... State High, great people.
Thalo Green, I bumped into Thalo.
I haven't met Thalo before. I need to.
He runs a really good basketball. He and Sean Carroll at the Southport High School. So, and congratulations to Sean. Just had a baby, so that's why Thalo was there coaching the girls. But and Billy, of course, we saw him. We saw. It is good because you see a lot of guys dedicated to the sport.
Yeah, Dave Bennett, a great guy. There's just
great guy,
just good people, and so I'm enjoying that. Just being back in the basketball community, which is good for me. So, but lots to do and lots of potential, and so I'm enjoying it. Now let's talk about you.
Well, I've assumed the position in a stance of the senior programs coordinator with Southern District Spartans.
The dark side?
No, that's what people say. They call themselves the dark side. So for me, it's getting to know the culture, right? And they obviously are they're used to winning.
Yeah.
And so we had to, get the NBL 1 coaching staff on the men's side. So we promoted Ben Harris, who is Peter Crawford's assistant.
Yep.
I think as part of your culture, you want to promote success.
Yep.
Toby Curl is now the NBL 1 coach, or I'm sorry, QSL 1 coach. He won QSL 2. And we're filling up they have a QSL and QSL 2, so we got to fill the QSL 2 roles.
Yeah.
We got, on the women's side, we got really good coaches. Brad Can lost the grand final.
What's the size of that association?
Apparently, it's the biggest association in Queensland. But that's usually what you hear when I was with the Capitals. That was what they said. I remember when I was down in Melbourne with Knox, they'd say, we're the biggest association. We have 11,000 members. And you drive 2 kilometers up the road to Kilsyth, and they would always say they were the biggest. They have 11,001 members. But it's a large association, and so what we're trying to establish, I want the style of play determined. This is one thing that Greg Vanderjack, Craig Scroggy, Dan Lister did really well on the men's side of the Caps, in that Greg determined our style of play. And then we just put out a discussion paper on what does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? And they have it on the men's side, and that was really for the NBL 1 men under PC. You got to have it, you know what I mean? So there's some, and we're about to appoint a junior programs coordinator. We really need it for him. We don't want him operating as an island. So we look at what's our defensive transition. Are you going to tag up, which I don't care for, but that's an Aaron Fern initiative that Basketball Queensland has as their style of play.
I mean, I think it's important. I mean, you can have differing opinions, but I think I've become more comfortable as long as you are executing well. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, if you want to use that as your defensive transition, teach it well.
Yeah, it's not. And you see, it's not for me to decide. It's for our NBL 1 coaches to decide. So Brad Can, who they lost the grand final. It was a really hard year because we've had Tiana Mangakahia passed away, and she was producing as a player. And condolences to her family. She was, and we had her on the thing.
She was so impressive, an impressive young lady. Like, you know, when we had her here in the studio and she walked out and we both looked at each other, it's like we both had goosebumps and went, wow. Yeah.
But managing that, she was playing and producing at the point guard, and then her illness got the better of her, and then they moved Jess McDowell-White into the 1, and she's very good. Yeah. So he's taken it on that he's going to determine, but we had some headings that, hey, file these into a point so that our junior program coordinator with our junior rep teams and our club teams have some resources that can help develop those areas in style of play. So defensively, transition. How do we defend side pick and roll? Teach the hardest first is what I'm asking.
Yep.
How do we defend middle pick and roll? How do we defend the post, elbows? And then offensively, what do we do sprinting lanes? What do we do in those first 8 seconds? I don't care if you want to run drags or you know, double drags or shakes or whatever you want to run. Have something.
Yeah.
But we got to sprint our lanes. We're not, you know, we got to lead and we're in the bonus. Walk it up, fine. But if not, we got to sprint. And then what do you do in the last, what are your out of bounds plays specifically as they address the short clock, right? We need a shot. We need a catch and shoot. We need a catch and shoot 3. So I want our head coaches to determine these things. And then we want our junior, program coordinator to, this is our style of play, mate. Not yours, ours.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm trying to avoid.
I agree with that attitude wholeheartedly. I mean, we're trying to do the same thing at Seahawks in terms of, you know, we want there to be, because we want two-way players between the different teams, so there's more people at training all the time. Like, you and I are really comfortable having 16 to 20 at a training
22
session.
at training. I was going through those session plans.
Yeah. And I mean, some coaches don't want to do that, you know. I don't know why.
I welcome as many players as I can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hard thing is you just got to be upfront with the players that are, you know, 11 to 20, where they sit, and that's often not done by coaches. You need to. I remember something I liked that you used to do early in as our prep for our season. We would stop and go, right now, if we select the team, here's the 12.
If we played tomorrow,
yeah,
here's our starting.
And that's in the preseason. And some players would get a shock because they already thought they were in the 12 and they're not.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's honesty, and I think you find players appreciate that.
Well, absolutely. And this is what I'm going to ask our coaches. I mean, as soon as we congeal, if we have a game tomorrow,
who's the team?
Tamari Wiggness is going to be our one.
And who's starting?
Who starts? Who backs them up?
Yeah.
What you need to do to keep your starting position.
Yeah.
What you need to do to push him.
Yeah.
And if you get better than him, you're going to take his spot.
Yeah. And you know that we've had over the years some people leave.
Yeah.
Because they don't like what they just heard.
They didn't want to have to compete for a spot.
Yeah. And you know what? We go, see you
Can't
later.
wait to play it.
Don't slam the door on your way out.
That's right. I remember the one kid, great kid. And we were really looking for a backup point guard. And we told him, you guys are going to be competing for this. If you don't want to compete, you should leave now. And he left. He goes, it's my first year playing senior basketball. I don't want to have to compete for a spot. And I remember what you said. Can't wait to play it. But I think, this is it's not for me. It's for my head coaches. We're lucky. Rebecca Stevens is a great general manager. She's done some amazing things, including the wheelchair league. Yeah. Or what do you call it? The wheelchair league, huh? Yeah. Wheelchair basketball. So they host that. She's all about participation and elite. You know what I mean? Let's get our players. So
we're also making an effort to, like, girls' participation. The numbers in girls compared to boys is in every sport, not just basketball.
No, it tends to fall off around year 12.
And just trying to find out why. And if we need to do things differently, I'm open to that. Like, so I've got a committee now, a girls' participation committee.
Yeah.
We've only met twice, but it's a bunch of mums and ex-players, females, going, okay, they're passionate about girls' participation. So
when I was down at Knox, when Wayne Carroll was, the great Wayne Carroll was our president, they had a school program. They were made up of 16 clubs. That we'd go to schools and do clinics and find out who's playing, right, and what club, and who's interested in playing. And they'd put their hand up. So we wanted to find out what was the number, the turnover every year. And we identified that when girls got to year 12, the academics, their social life, everything primarily the academics are really more important. And we would lose about 1,100 players, but we were bringing in 1,600 players. So the school program really helped.
Worked.
And the challenge is that, okay, these are minors. You can't reach out to them directly. We'd come back, and I would physically come back to the school with a letter to the parent or guardian of, and here are the 3 nearest associations to this school, or clubs, to this school. Then you got to chase the secretaries, because they're all volunteers.
100%.
Please.
And that's what we're working with at the moment. I'm making my guys be a squeaky wheel with the presidents of the clubs, because they're volunteers. They're already working their ass off to run their clubs. Yeah. And then we're asking them for the contacts of the schools, but we're trying to do that hand in hand with them, because the schools feed their younger players coming into their clubs. So, it's a lot of fun, and
it's challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got to treat your volunteers like they are, and they are gold. Oh. One of the things that we have to look into as well is the whole selection process into rep, because there's money involved. You got to pay to play rep. So, at the Caps, the number one selection criteria is,
can you afford to play?
Correct. So you need to come out, and what is the cost of this going to be? Yeah. And if you can't afford it, they usually have payment plans.
Correct.
Which, again, if it were me, it ain't a payment plan. You can make 2 payments.
Yeah.
But not month, because then the person chasing that money up never ends.
It never stops, and we're not a bank. And look, it's difficult. You try and provide membership for your members that's, not breaking the bank, but at the same time, we've got to pay. I've got to pay rent at Coomera.
Yeah.
You need staff to run the competitions and all the things that come with, the draws and stuff are complicated where people are training. I get it. It's tough. There's some people that are good enough to rep and they just simply can't afford it.
Well, I think you also need to give the players, and this was interesting. I went down to the 16 trials, 70 kids, 70 boys, 60 girls. And I asked the guy leading the boys when I go, did you give them a selection criteria, what you're being evaluated against by position? Point guards need this. 2 3s need. Oh no, we play positionless basketball. I go, that's what I did. I go, they're 14 positionless basketball. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds great. But the reality is, you're not going to have your 5-man crab dribbling the ball up the court, and you need to get a good shot.
You want someone who can handle the rock and push it.
No, and I think it's good for the players then that they then have an individual development plan.
In a half court, you want players, guards included, to be able to post someone up, but the big needs to be able to face people. That's become more apparent, 100%.
Big needs to be able to sit down and guard a perimeter.
100%.
Right.
Because if you can't guard on the perimeter, that means you're opening the door for shooters.
And rotation, like what Mike Dunlap, Brian Gorgon say, the hardest thing in basketball is rotating from one defensive stance and position to another on the flight of the ball.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why so many opportunities come when teams move the ball well, because it creates space. People are a step behind where they should be.
Yeah, and then that's why those first 6 to 8 seconds of the clock, when you gain possession, that's why you bolt down the floor. You rocket blast down the floor and get teams in rotation. But
Nick, can we pivot?
Yeah, let's do a pivot.
Let's get back. And so congratulations on your role.
Thank you, man.
And let's talk a bit about back in the NBL. This is a bit of a...
Let's get back into the NBL. Let's reverse pivot.
I just want to run through some injuries across the team. So Sydney, Spurgeon and Lepepe. Bullets have got Norden, McDaniel and Holt out, and obviously Dukas took an injury last night. Adelaide are in pretty good shape, but that Christie kid, whether he's got
his
that neck,
broken neck.
Yeah, but he's talking about being back by the end of the season, so we'll see. Illawarra, Hickey and Shane Froling, 2 big misses.
Sam,
sorry.
Yep,
Sam.
no problem. Hickey's injured. What injury?
He's got an eye injury. He hasn't played yet. And see that's important to them. He's a
blood oath.
He's their Shaili. He's so important to him. And I think Tatum is giving him the keys to the ball to bring it down the floor.
I was going to say, you're running our program.
Cairns, Wardenberg hasn't played yet, and McVee's out with some sort of mystery wrist injury that could be a month.
I think I know how he hurt him. Somebody kicked him in the groin. Off you go.
And United, Illy is still out.
Yeah.
But,
now, is that a concussion? Because he's had a few knocks to the head.
Hamstring.
Oh, okay.
And Phoenix, Akesh Aliyah is out for some personal reason, and Tasmania have got Dang out. Dang he's a very handy player for them. Johnson is the import. He's out with a calf, and that's why they've got his name just came. I had it in my head earlier. They've got a replacement player there temporarily. He can go. Just name him. And they've also missing in Tassie is McDonald.
Yeah,
he's out for the season.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
So that's just an update on some of the.
But may I just take my hat off to Scott Roth.
Oh, he just achieves.
And that entire coaching staff, they play the best brand of team defense, team basketball.
They
compete, and they are. He's composed and poised. I admire him. I've never met. I'd love to meet him.
I'd love to meet him too.
Yeah.
So I'm now going to move. I've done a lot of research today.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm adding, I said the themes now, the things that I think are super important. I'm going to go back over with you.
Okay.
Stability in the clubs, I think, is huge. The local players stepping up, the Divas, the Ben Ayres, the Flynn Camerons, they will determine, because the imports turn up every day. If you're a good import, like a Milton Doyle or a Bryce Cotton, they do what they do. You
put Sobey in this list as well, and
Sobey I would probably put as an elite player. Like
I would too.
Yeah,
as far as Australians,
elite. I guess I'm talking about that next generation, and not so much the Nordos, the Sobeys. I'm talking about the Flynn Cameron, Jaron, really, like these guys, Elijah Pepper, the Galloway at Sydney.
They're Cairns.
Yeah, they're important to them.
Yeah.
His name, the guy King, he was the rookie, in that camp that Ford did last year. He's a good player, Tisha King or something.
Yeah, yeah, he's getting it done.
So, mate, what's your prediction? We did this pre-season, and I know I have now changed. 100%.
Yeah, me too. Having seen 5 rounds, Melbourne United are the standout.
Yeah,
I think
Adelaide are playing better basketball, and I've always been critical that they will implode. They do not look like they're going to implode.
No, in all the last year, all the criticism that was.
There was a problem with Montreal and Davis, and so both of those guys are not in that club. And surprise, surprise, they look like a team. I tell you, I can't say his name, but the European guy coming off the bench is A grade. He's Petra.
You've done better research than me. I don't even know who that would be.
Yeah. So they brought the Belgian guy in for one game.
This is Adelaide now.
I'll just get to that guy's name. He is really good at Adelaide. I'll get his name.
But I want to just say Mike Wells knows his shit. Everybody was bagging him.
Initially was a bit, he looks a bit odd, but he's
I
getting
like
shit
the
done.
kid they got, Radonovich, who played at USC.
Yeah.
That guy can play.
Cheatham can play.
Humphreys is having a...
Well, he loves playing with Bryce Cotton.
Yeah. He right now would be my most improved, and he would definitely be in the... There's some really good centers in this thing. Yeah. But, God, he's running the floor. He's finishing with either hand quickly.
Yeah.
He's a handful. Offensive glass. You're right. I think he's really, really... and Bryce Cotton, mate. That guy is...
So do you know that Bryce Cotton and Derek Rucker, it's like the games that they played. There are in the 300-odd games, whatever they both have never had 2 single-point games in a row. So Bryce had 5 against Sydney. Next game, he had 27 at halftime.
Yeah. I think anybody that's going to try to defend them the way Sydney did on that game, they'll make adjustments.
Oh, of course they do. And the amount of games you play, you occasionally are off.
Somebody asked me yesterday, Carol, my lovely wife, asked me, how many games do they play in total?
They're playing more because of the Ignite Cup on Wednesday night.
So is it 26 games this year?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer for.
Well, there you go, listeners. You can
you can
reach out to us on our website and tell us we're a pair of knuckleheads.
I'd have to look at the draw, and I haven't done that. I just wanted to tell you the name of the European guy playing for Adelaide, and his name is Nick Rakosevic. Okay, and
Is that the big kid that played it?
mate, so he's only averaging.
Is that the guy that replaced Tyrell?
No.
No, that's Radanovic.
No. Yeah, this guy has. Who did Adelaide? He's replaced Harrell.
Yeah.
Right. So he's getting about 15 minutes a game, 7 points, 5 boards.
He'll get better. He's
Mate,
good. He's a good player.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God, in other clubs, he'd start.
Yeah.
So, mate, I'm just going to run my 6. Definitely Melbourne. I've got Melbourne, Tassie, Illawarra, Adelaide, Sydney, Perth. Perth, Sydney. You know, I think they're 2 at the end that aren't playing their best basketball, but they're better than the teams that I haven't named.
The one constant with Sydney is their defense is they're very good defensively.
Well,
And
Qual's healthy, he's tough.
correct. They do lack 3-point shooting. That'll come good. Noy, those guys can.
Well, Noy
they're capable.
is normally pretty solid from the
Yeah.
3-point line.
The kid that Perth signed that had won a championship from South Sudan.
Sunday Dench,
No.
Latmayan.
No.
Okay.
This guy's big time, mate.
You mean Russo Nance, the guard?
No.
Akira?
You got to get their roster up.
I've got it. I'm telling you their
Okay.
names. Akira is a big forward, 208 centimetres. And there's also Elijah Pepper.
No, he's not from South Sudan. This guy started
Well,
for
I'm
the South
telling you, the ones
Sudanese
from
national
South
team.
Sudan are Sunday Dench and Latmayan. Oh, you need JAL.
JAL. Come on,
Yeah.
Japan Airlines. He, what's his? You can pronounce that name.
That's his name, Joe Lawal Akul.
Yeah, big time.
Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Yeah,
you
thank
did slowly, but you did. And he's going to get better. But the thing, what I see with
the ball doesn't. If it goes to his hands,
well, the whole team's like this. They play a one pass or no pass offense.
yeah. Well, JL doesn't pass it. I like Doolittle.
I like Doolittle. I like their talent, man.
Yeah.
I really do. And they
But they're
unloaded.
They're not humming yet.
No. And getting rid of John, really, who I admire and respect greatly, he said this isn't an exact science.
Yeah.
It's not anymore where you bring out your imports and hope. Well, now they have more imports, but I knew that when I coached 100 years ago, I needed to get 55 points out of my imports.
Yeah.
And that was a 48-minute game. They're only playing 40 minutes now. You know, it's the new era.
Here I'm going to throw you. Why don't we go back to 2 imports?
And give our Australian talent more because this is entertainment.
Well, but the imports are rotating, so it's causing instability, right?
It does.
So why don't you pay more? So here's your budget for 3 imports is X. Why don't you pay more and get better? Like we've already got good imports. We've got ex-NBA guys coming in now. But why don't we go 2 and just get fucking studs?
Well, I'd like to see it. Remember, hark back on Al Westover as our guest.
Great man.
Great man. Unbelievable accomplishments as a coach.
Yeah.
And he was saying that the rivalries are something that's lacking, and
Because the imports change all the time. What I'm saying
time.
from a fan, like, so why do Perth have done so well? Because Cotton's been there so long.
yeah,
And to their credit, they've re-signed Windler and Doolittle, so there's again some stability.
yeah,
Adelaide haven't had that stability. Brisbane haven't had that stability. Kings haven't had that stability. Melbourne have to some degree, even
Yeah.
though they've made a bit of a change this season. But they've been pretty loyal to their imports, Melbourne.
yeah.
And so's Roth. He's given his guys a couple of seasons. He's had a bit of a clean out this season.
Yeah. But again, Roth, you talking about doing due diligence. I think Roth does his due diligence.
And when
guard,
we talk of due diligence, like it's more than points and assists. It's more than that. It's what type of person is walking through this door.
Correct. And do they complement our Australian talent?
Yeah.
Our local talent, Australian and New Zealand talent.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm pretty certain New Zealand got up and beat. They just had a win yesterday.
Yes, they did.
Was that Phoenix?
Yes, it was.
That would be, because I don't believe they're 1-5 on this year, and I think they were on like a 14-game losing streak going back to last year. They're talented, mate. They got talent. You know, that Lopez. Now he's another one who'll be drafted, but he's not. He's 18.
He's like Dash Daniels.
He's like Dash Daniels. He's got another year to go before he's even eligible for the draft.
He's nuts.
He's 6'10", and
he does some stuff, and you just go, holy.
Yeah, and then Meninga, smell my finger. He's come on. You know, he had a little confidence issue, I think, last year. And he's lifted.
He's and when he went in the summer league, he got played for the Lakers, and
which would mean you stay in shape. You're not getting a contract, but he's playing well.
He's a strong man.
The one guy, he must be hurt or sick, that I really had high expectations for was Sean Bairstow. 6'8"
he's not
guard.
Getting on now.
He's not getting on, so I'm going to assume he's been injured. But I hold him in high regard, as I do all the Bairstows. But you're right about the stability, and you're right. I would say definitely United. I admire the jack jumpers. They're going to be there when it matters.
Yeah, they'll compete.
And then the rest I could throw. I think Perth, just from the talent and my belief in John, really.
And remember, he's got to find another piece to replace Mason
Jones. Now, this guy was the
G League MVP.
Yeah, but now listeners got to understand the G League is who's in my roster today, and you got to remember they're all playing to get into the NBA.
100%.
And you know that whoever coaches in that stuff, you got to be patient. You got to be really articulate and clear and precise. You got to recognize the talent that's available for you on the day. So
it's different playing this.
Correct. And, you know, he probably thought when he arrived that, okay, I'll be the man, right? And, you know, there's those type of players that we said earlier that I'm all about winning as long as I'm the focal point of that. And
yeah, but he probably also doesn't have someone of Shea Illy defending him in the G League.
No, he wouldn't.
They just wouldn't be defending like that.
But either way, I have great faith that John will find he'll find
solution.
Somebody that really complements their talent.
Well, do you want me to tell you some interesting numbers in terms of the gambling? Melbourne United are the favourite. Adelaide is second. Sydney are third. Jack Jumpers are fourth. Illawarra are fifth. And then you have Perth. Yeah. So there's six.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with that. Again, it's too early. There's a lot of injured players who will be back. So Brisbane's not in that top six? Look,
you know, take me how you would have been a brave person to gamble that Brisbane would go to beat Perth and Perth. You'd be a rich person right now. So
then they came off a stinker, mate. They had Illawarra.
Just think about it. They've just played in Perth and hopped on a plane, and then they play on Friday night. So they played Wednesday night, Friday night from a Perth game.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tough travel, and they only ended up going down to Melbourne by 6 or 8 points or something in the end. I mean, they could have easily got blown out.
Yeah, and then, like I said, the free throw shooting has got to be something that they've got to address. You know, I mean, in my mind, Casey Prather is a
stud.
He is a stud, and works the game, doesn't whine, doesn't bitch. Got to make your free throws, mate.
Yeah, but he's efficient. Like, he gets into the mid-range. You give him his feet set on the three-point line.
It's down.
It's down.
Good back to the basket
but he's strong,
package.
Uses the glass
He's
nicely.
very strong. But I was thinking, there was, and I'm sitting again with Lyndon, but man, when does he get the ball? I mean, if this were me, I'm all about giving my best player the ball.
They touch it at least every possession.
Every possession, because he's going to make plays. And there was both quarters, they got to the bonus. The fourth quarter, they got in the bonus 5 minutes halfway through.
Yeah.
So get the ball to Prather. Jalen Adams, again, that's the best I've seen him play since he was the MVP in Cairns.
I think if you recall, when we're doing the preseason, we're talking about teams and Adams signing, we don't question his skills. He can play. He's been MVP of the league. You don't get MVP of the league without having ability.
Yeah.
He's got ability.
Yeah.
The biggest problem Jalen has is Jalen.
There's a discipline issue there. He doesn't look happy. Bugger that, mate. We don't have time to, what I mean?
I'd be pulling him aside and go, mate, you've got a window in time of your life to don't see it when you're in the middle of it. But when it's over, it's over.
You know it. And, who knows what it was that I remember watching him play last year for Sydney, and Gorgon's the best defensive coach this league's ever seen. And it was actually at the Bullets. And November 1st, Sydney's going to be here. You and I will be going to that game. Steve can get on it. Doesn't have to be fully catered. But there was so many times where maybe
there's not room for people with a wheelchair to be in a catered box. Maybe that's the...
Oh, no. There is room.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a box. It was front row seats. So I'm sure that we can work something out. You can sit directly behind us. Don't sit behind Lyndon or you won't see a thing. He never got, this is in the first quarter, there was 3 possessions.
Never got back over.
He never got in the right position or stance, never showed his stance. He's a capable defender. He moves his feet. He'll take away the first dribble.
He's quicker than you think.
He's really quick.
He's got a very funny running style. Like, shuffles a little bit.
A little bit. He's got a great stutter step. He's got a good hesitation dribble. But bugger it, mate. You can't give up what he doesn't want to do is get up and pressure and get beat. Now that Walker's a jet.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't want to get beat. But Devers got up.
Yeah.
And, that is, I remember the backup guard for the Pacers was saying, effort is a skill.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? So let's give your best effort, man.
Yeah. I mean, something that from coaches out there, you and I both know, if you stack the effort war on both teams, and if you win the effort war, so this is no plays, no sets, no shooting percentage, this is just effort, you will go a long way to being close in that game.
Well, mate, and there's a lot of players in this.
I'm talking loose balls, steals, charges,
dead
offensive
pressure on the picked up
deflections.
dribble.
And if you measure them on both teams, which we've done before, if you win that battle, you are right in the game.
Yeah. And again, a guy that I look at is that backup guard. He's great. He played at Arizona, was not drafted. I want to say it's a Mick.
Oh, Mick, playing in the G League?
No, the Pacers. Indiana Pacers. Right?
I'm sorry.
He's hurt right now. It's either McCullough or either way. I mean, the guy is...
Oh, the white guy.
Yeah. The white guard.
I think
6'2".
His sister plays as well in the WNBA.
Correct. God damn it. Where's Kyle when we need him?
Yeah.
But
he's just effort.
So you know who reminds me of him?
Nordo.
Ben Air.
Oh, Ben Air. Yes, okay.
Gets by on effort, guile, toughness. I'd love to have, when I was up here with Luke Gribble.
Yeah.
Wayne Larkins.
Yeah.
Right? The guy relentless. I need that.
Smitty.
Right? Smitty. Relentless. You know, you just, if you can hit 7 of those guys, it's going to be fun.
And that's why Delhi's so successful. His whole career.
Delhi is relentless.
Just effort he is the champion of effort.
His effort is exceptional. I wish he could shoot 3-pointers, and maybe that'll come good because he's not shy. It's just God, there's more movable parts than a Swiss watch.
So, mate, I think we should start closing this.
Tying a bow, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, let me just also say that we've got a committed guest we're going to have to do on Zoom, which I'm going to get very soon because now I have a new computer.
And that would be the great Phil Smythe?
Well, Phil's definitely on there. I don't know why.
You've got your friend Casey Jones coming?
Yeah, Casey's a fun guy. But Nigel Bergen, who set up Hoops Heaven.
He's the first to have one of these.
He's the first one.
24 courts, yeah.
I think when we get on and he explains all they have there to really analytically dissect the shot, the arc, right, and everything else.
On the computer
the computer that they have is something else, so you can get into that groove. But what Nigel, self-made man as a player, I got to tell you a story about him. He did a 17 on the beep test. We had the beep test. Now, I mean, most guys 11.
Yeah.
They run out of gas. He had an engine
he was an effort guy. Nothing came easy to Nigel, and he worked his ass off.
Went to college. Very good coach. Really passionate about it. It's guys like this that are putting back into the sport in a way that people don't know.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get him on.
I'm one of those guys.
Dave Bennett, what he's done at BBC. Awesome. And
Brett Susie at State High.
Brett Susie, exactly right. That's one thing about that Jeeps. Drew Fenton at Toowoomba, he's going to do well.
Yeah.
Because he's dedicated. He's a great teacher. He came up here to Rockhampton as their director of coaching and coached the women to an NBL championship, NBL 1 championship.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. Dan George does a great job at grammar. And I'm happy for our mate Henry Mahoney, or it's pronounced Marnie, at Terrace. So you look at all those, and you look at there from Maddie Hamilton Smith, I think is great.
Yeah, been there a long time as well. A lot of these people are a long time for these programs, and that provides stability again, even in those school programs. Like Churchy boys, like the Churchy program is just ridiculous.
It's the gold standard.
Ace and Trent have done a great job there.
Yeah, Ace Harding is the director. He's done the gold standard. Southport School with Petrie, gold standard. All right, we're tying it into a bow. And, hey, don't forget, hit our website. We got the Coach's Corner. We got a lot of drills and offensive sets and stuff for you. We welcome you guys.
Any feedback? Tell us what you want us to chat about.
Yeah, if you'd like to post your favorite out-of-bounds play or how you defend the side pick and roll, it's www.thereversepivot.com.au.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Bruce.